Hi everyone, I'm Mark Elliott, and this is my final project for CSCI E-192. I created a tool to help analyze the impact of RFI events on airports and flight schedules. For some background info, there's an increasing concern about the impact of radio frequency interference events, or RFI, which can adversely affect the navigation equipment aboard aircraft. Here's some articles talking about the problem. The goal of this project is to build a platform which can quickly identify the impact of an RFI event on airports and flight schedules. The first output is a visualization tool to quickly identify RFI events and their impact on a daily basis. The second is an analytics warehouse where you can conduct a deeper analysis once you've identified an event from the interactive map. Here's an overview of the pipeline taken from Airflow, which I'll go into more depth in the next couple slides. First, we'll talk about the data sources and how the data is retrieved. There are 3 data sources. Each one is retrieved using a Python Cloud Run function in GCP. The first is Stanford's RFI data, which uses ADSB to locate and classify RFI events. The second is the Bureau of Transportation Statistics data, which tracks all US commercial flights and their scheduled flight times versus delays. And the final data set is the airport reference, which identifies the lat-long position of all US airports. Data are saved as parquets in 3 separate directories. Next, the Spark job is run to transform the raw parquet data in GCS into curated data parquets, which tags each US flight as affected or unaffected by RFI. The next step is to load the curated data into 4 tables in the BigQuery analytics warehouse. And finally, the data is extracted from BigQuery and used to create an interactive map using Folium, which I will demonstrate now. Here's the interactive map tool, which gets updated daily and shows all US airports with commercial flights, along with any jamming or spoofing events that occurred that day. You can use the date selector up in the top right to quickly scrub through multiple days to find an RFI event. Clicking on the jamming event here will tell you the location and the number of flights impacted. Clicking on the airport here will tell you its exposure time of the event and the total time delay impact from flights going to and from that airport. Once you've identified an RFI event, you can go back to the BigQuery warehouse and do a deeper analysis on the event and its impact. Here's an example query that you might want to run to take a deeper dive into the RFI event that we just saw at the Salt Lake City airport and how the event is impacting the arrival and departure of different flights. Here's an overview of the system architecture and all of the GCP services used in the pipeline. Thanks for watching my presentation. And here's a public link to the interactive RFI map in case you want to check it out for yourself.